Welcome to Transmissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, Cang Toys shows off its third-party Maxi and Mini G1 Predacon figures. Super 7 has Beast Wars Action Masters, and a dead Prowl gets new life as a Studio Series 86 toy. Today is Wednesday, June 14th, 2023, and this is episode 542 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that doesn't know what a void rival is, but will know it intimately by the end of the week. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
Apollo, aka Robo Apollo.
Hi, everyone.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hello there. Let's talk Transformers.
As always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. We really appreciate all you guys contributing and helping us out. It helps keep the show going, helps us pay all those hosting fees, and let us keep making this podcast and deliver it to everyone out there. So thank you so much for that support. We hope you're enjoying all the perks that come from being a Donatron, including watching us record the show live when we do it on Sundays before it goes out to everyone, getting entered into all our contests automatically, also getting all that bonus content and even merchandise at the higher levels. So lots of good stuff. So speaking of merchandise, we've got our bonus show, or not merchandise, bonus, not merchandise. That's not merchandise.
Not yet, but we've talked about shirts.
Speaking of bonus content, we've got our bonus show, We Like Big Bots. That's on our Patreon page. We've got 10 episodes with Daryl and Dr. Pants talking all about big bots. We had a Dr. Pants sighting last week. He was on the show the whole week, so we hope Daryl and Dr. Pants will be getting back to those big bots very soon. So new episodes should hopefully be coming.
I don't know if you were watching Daryl, but he said he's still been accumulating big bots.
I met up with Dr. Pants on Friday.
Whoa.
I stopped in to see him, and I mean, his house is still underwater, so but he can record. He can record outside. He just has to bring his computer to the shore,
just on higher ground.
Yeah. So, but he said he's ready. He's ready to start recording. I just have to, figure out a day. And but he's given me some ideas on which ones he wants to try and do, because he's got a couple new figures. So yeah, we're gonna start doing this stuff soon. We'll find him a piece of driftwood to hang on to, and then we'll record some new shows.
Why didn't you do an in-person Big Bots right there when you were there?
I was driving home. I wanted to get home. Just wanted to go home, man. I wanted to go home.
Your family was fine without you.
They were.
Oh.
But I wanted to get back to Canada.
Yeah.
I missed my country, man.
Yeah. You spent too much time in the U.S. You had to get out.
That's right.
We don't have good health care here. You had to get
Right.
out.
I was risking my life every second.
Yes.
All right. Well, look forward to new Big Bots episodes coming very soon. I know I've been saying that for a few months now, but really, this time, it's coming soon. Okay, of course, we've also got bonus episodes of our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. This week, we have the bonus uncut version of episode 103. It's Smurf, but for time. I don't understand what that title means. We'll have to ask Mike about that.
It's a
but
Portal
yeah,
reference.
No, it is not a Portal reference.
That was perfect, Daryl. That was perfect. Yeah, so we'll look forward to hearing from Mike about that. But yeah, if you are listening to Empire of Rust, you can listen to episode 103 now. Right now, it should be in your podcast feed. The regular version of episode 103 will be out next Monday. So if you are not a Donatron, you'll just have to wait a little bit longer. But if you want to get all the behind the scenes stuff that gets cut out of the main episode, you can listen to it now. Also, we have a new Transmissions Extra. So our Empire of Rust game master Mike put this together. He went through the Transformers RPG from Renegade Studios and sat down with his friend Brandon, who actually does voices on Empire of Rust, to go through and work out the character creation methods on the Transformers RPG. So this is the official RPG. So the Empire of Rust is based on Mike's own homebrewed RPG formula based on Starfinder, but this is now the new official Transformers RPG playbook. So they are going through that and getting into that and seeing what they can do with that. Does that mean we'll be transitioning that in Empire of Rust? I think probably not, but maybe there'll be some new games that we'll be doing based on the Transformers RPG. But take a listen. I think you'll enjoy if you're into the tabletop RPGs. I think you'll enjoy listening to this and hearing about the Transformers RPG. And that is also out right now, so you should already have access to it. It's available in the Transmissions podcast feed,
and that's audio only.
Yes, that's audio only. It will be put up on YouTube, but it will just be audio. So with a static image, so you can still listen to it on YouTube, but it's audio only. All right. Next, want to remind you again, we've got our Rise of the Beast spoiler reactions live stream coming next Monday. That'll be live on YouTube. You can look at our YouTube channel to see where to go. We'll have links to it on our website and on our notes pages for our podcast. So, and we'll also put it on social media as well. So, if you are interested in sharing your thoughts on Rise of the Beast, hope you got a chance to see it. Just join us next Monday, June 19th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can come watch us talk about it. We're going to have some guests on. We've got some guests lined up. We also want to hear from all our listeners and what they thought of Rise of the Beast. Our Masterpiece Donatrons are also joining us, so it'll be cool to have them join us for the podcast. And it's going to be a fun time, so check it out. That'll be this Monday, this coming Monday. So, got a chance. You got another weekend to see the movie. So go out, see Rise of the Beast, maybe see it again, and get your thoughts ready.
Can I be on that?
Yes.
Yes, Daryl. You are invited.
That's good. Because I have opinions.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing a transmissions review in alt mode this week too, yeah. So you're invited to that
all
too.
All of your opinions are
woo. Okay, I don't have to remember my opinions for another week and a bit.
No, just for another hour or so.
You can make new opinions. Your opinion could totally change.
It could. This house could fall down on my head.
Or you see the movie again, you go, oh, I have more thoughts.
It's true.
Also, before we get into the toy talk, just want to remind you, we've got our Toy Hacks code for June that gives you 15% off all your orders at toyhacks.com. The code is REWIND. So remember, that code for June is REWIND. That will get you 15% off everything at toyhacks.com. So enjoy. We also do our Toy Hacks $10 gift code giveaway at the end of the month. So if you want to enter that contest, you can become a Donatron. You're automatically entered if you're a Donatron, or you can send an email to contest@transmissionspodcast.com and just tell us you want to enter for this month and send us a picture of a Transformers toy you'd like to get some stickers for. And that's all it takes. Okay, let's jump into the toy talk with some quick hits.
All right. And the first one we've got is Cang Toys. And we are doing their CY Mini 05 Thor Mini. And we've got a color prototype of that. Cang Toys, they produced a very large masterpiece scaled Predacon. And this one, this one's the same figure, only it's in legend scale. So they have miniaturized it, and this is the torso of it. So Predacon in by Cang Toys is going to contain a gorilla. Why not? From what I understood, the hips for their Predacon needed to be a bit more chonky and powerful, and so they gave an entire new character to the team, and they made a gorilla part of the Predacon team. And this is that character. We've talked about them before because obviously this is the second version of the same character, but this is their Thor mini. So this is the gorilla.
Nemesis Primal?
Uh-huh. Perhaps. And it is in color prototype. The next one we're going to look at is the CY Mini 04 King Mini, and this is only in gray prototype. And this is their razor claw, so the torso section. And again, same as the gorilla Thor Mini. It's just a miniaturized version of the larger one, and it looks really good. Legend scale. They got to cut back on a couple things here because obviously the masterpiece scaled one is a lot more detailed and articulated. So this one's a little bit more smaller and has less jointage. But again, he will be able to combine and join on the top of the that gorilla to produce a full torso and whatnot. And then going into the last one we have here, we have C1 Mini 01. So this is Furio Mini, and it's also in gray prototype. And this is their version of I can't remember the name of this one. I can never remember the name of this arm. Oh, Rampage. There you go. So, and again, just like the last two, another legend scale version of this larger one. The masterpiece scaled one is done. It is available if you were getting the Cang Toys version of it. You should be able to buy all of them if they're not already sold out everywhere. I think they are. But this miniature legend scale one is coming out now and is much more, would be affordable. And it is probably a lot less it's definitely a lot less size for your display cases and stuff. So if you're a fan of legend scale stuff, this might be something you want instead of that large masterpiece one.
Okay, well, thanks, Daryl, for talking about the Cang Toys Predacons. So I'm talking about more legend scales figures, this time new age stuff. So we've got some images here of Backdraft, which is a legend scales figure here. And they are, this is a G1 Toy Deco inspired version of Backdraft. And it's H46. We're going to go through the photos here. There's also an alternate version of this character. It's H47EX. It's, I'm going to hopefully pronounce this right, Daedalus 01. Or no, that's the image number. But yeah, Daedalus. So this is like a orangish yellow type character. They both feature tampos and a new retooled face. So I think these look really nice. So you have lots of photos of those. And
Backdraft is a representation of G1 Inferno, and then Daedalus is a G1 Grapple, I think.
Yeah, you're correct on that. Thanks for adding that, Charles. So, but these are really nice looking. Like, and these legend sized figures do take up significantly less space than larger scaled figures. So if you're trying to like build out a whole fleet of characters, especially like the G1 cast, this might be a good option for you to buy these two. So, yeah. And so then the other one that we have to talk about is the New Age H47P Sling Blade, which is another legend scaled figure, but it's a G1 style bulkhead. So, which is really cool. So we're looking at pictures of him in his robot mode and then also in his truck mode. Looks like there's quite a bit of posability with this figure, which is really cool with the hands and just different accessories. And like he's got his hands on his hips in this one photo. So yeah, this is another figure, like especially if you're a fan of animated or Transformers Prime, this would be a good figure to pick up for your collection.
I feel like this is more of an G1 styled animated bulkhead with the way the things come over the back of his head and his facial expression.
Yeah, it definitely is. So like, especially if you're looking for like G1 style versions of characters, like this would be a good option too, for characters that didn't exist in the G1 canon. So
I can't believe they named it Sling Blade.
It's a very unique name. Very unique.
I like them French fried potatoes.
Just call it Bulkhead. We just call him Bulkhead, right?
Almost called a Kaiser Blade. I call it Sling Blade.
Yeah.
French fried potatoes.
All right. Well, next up, I guess we're sticking with the size, but this is non-transforming. These are the Super 7 Beast Wars reaction figures. We have official images, and this is in the Super 7 style. You have Optimus Primal, Megatron, Cheetor, Dinobot, and Black Arachnia. And I mean, these look really good. I feel like they look a little bit better than the normal Super 7 figures, just because they have to be a little bit bigger because of like Black Arachnia has her spider legs, and I don't know, some of the characters just are a little bit bigger. It looks like Cheetor has his gun, Dinobot has his sword, and let's see, Megatron has his his weapon is integrated, but and then Optimus Primal has his swords. So I think these are really good representations of the characters in the Super 7 style. So if you've been collecting those, I think these are something to keep your eye out for. I think they would be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, from Takara over in Japan, we just got the announcement that they're doing their next 2-pack. So this is in their Beast Wars Versus sets. So this 2-pack is going to be Rat Trap and Terrorsaur. So these are the Kingdom figures with new decos to make them look more accurate to the original Beast Wars show from the 90s. So this is the Legends Legends or Core class Rat Trap from Kingdom, or from Kingdom, and then the Terrorsaur that was the Kingdom Generation Selects version. So I mean, these are older figures. I mean, these are previously released figures. So, if you haven't found them and want more accurate decos of these figures, if you're a Beast Wars fan, you can check them out. Of course, you'd have to import them from Takara, although I think maybe you can get them from Hasbro Pulse. Like Hasbro Pulse will allow you to order them from them. I'm not sure about that, but keep a lookout and, take a look. And if you're a Beast Wars fan, check them out.
All right, and then the repaint that we all saw coming is we got our first look at Legacy Evolution Leader Prime Dreadwing. And Dreadwing is a really awesome character. Is Dreadwing the one that died, or is the Skyquake the one that died? I can never remember which is the one.
Skyquake died.
Well,
Skyquake died, right? So, yeah.
Well, they
so
both died eventually.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna add. I'm like,
Right.
they both.
Which one wasn't in the show very long?
Skyquake.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So Skyquake and Dreadwing they share a mold, and Dreadwing got to stay in the show a little longer. But anyway, this is the one that we all saw coming, because obviously they made Skyquake and Dreadwing are the same mold. So I think this one looks great. It's I don't know whether I'm gonna get it, but it looks really awesome, and I'm just really into it. It's a really awesome jet mold, and I love the underslung kind of Gatling gun he has. It just looks great. So if you're into the Prime characters getting legacy updates, this is definitely one that you may want to pick up.
Dreadwing was voiced by Tony Todd.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we've got some exciting news. We, thanks to Praxis and Omni Convoy, we have our first look at Generations Legacy Evolution Toxitron. Collection Deluxe Class G2 Universe Dead End. We're looking at a photo of him now, and he's holding out his arm with one hand, and just like his other arm is just at his side. He's Dead End is a repaint of his G1 Legacy figure, which was released last year. There's no pre-order notifications or information yet, but it's rumored to be included with other Generations Legacy Evolution Toxitron Collection Deluxe Class G2 Universe figures, such as Jazz, Mirage, and Sideswipe. Jazz is a confirmed release date of July 21st. So hopefully we'll find out more about Dead End soon. And we also showed a picture of his alt mode too.
Yeah, they really need to work on the name. It's been getting pretty long.
Why is it the Toxitron Collection? That's weird. That's
because of the colors.
Know.
I mean, just the G2 colors.
Yeah.
Just call it G2 Collection.
I know, they don't need to give it this like really long mouthful.
Then they can't include a Toxitron.
True. Yeah.
Why not? It's a G2 collection and you put a Toxitron in there. Toxitron is not important enough to get a whole line named after it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, moving on. Sorry for my rant there. We've got first leaked images of the Legacy Bombshell. So this completes the Insecticon run in the Legacy toy line. We've already had Shrapnel. We've already had Kickback. Now we've got a Bombshell coming up. Looks pretty good. This is, I guess, deluxe size figure. I think all the Insecticons were deluxe in the Legacy line. Looks like he comes with some blast effects and is right in scale with his other Insecticon buddies. We've also got some images in here that compare this Bombshell with the previous Legends scaled Bombshell that came out, I think in the was it in the Prime Wars trilogy line? I don't remember when those came out, but we did have those three. We had all three Insecticons released as Legends class figures back then. So these ones are a little bit bigger, but they look pretty good. So if you are into the Insecticons, you can check them out. I wonder if we will. I mean, we've got one deluxe Insecticon in Ransack that was a repaint of Kickback, or a retool of Kickback. I wonder if we'll get the other deluxe Insecticons at some point. But yeah, there's Bombshell.
All right, and one more leaked picture that we have is, and this is from an eBay auction, is the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series 86 Dying Prowl figure. And this is remold off of the Earthrise Prowl. And we have pictures here of robot mode and vehicle mode. And basically it's Earthrise Prowl with some battle damage. Basically just kind of the front part of his car mode or his chest is damaged a little bit. And I don't know what to think about this. And we're going to kind of get into this a little bit more, but it's a good looking figure, but Brawn, they just announced officially doesn't have any damage. Ironhide didn't have any damage. So is Prowl going to be the only Autobot from the shuttle that died instantly to actually have damage here? I suspect it's because we did just get the Earthrise Prowl, so there is kind of a clean version, but it just seems like for a Studio Series, it's kind of, I don't know, not if you're a Studio Series collector, you're gonna have this one figure that kind of stands out from all the rest in that it has battle damage. What do you guys think about that in this figure in general?
It does feel a little weird and out of place. Also, like I mean, I know it's hard to see, like in the how far away the image is, but his face is like he's got the expression from the '86 movie where he's like in distress right before he dies. So with the mouth open, like the smoke's just about to come out of his mouth there. I mean, I think it makes it at least interesting as a figure to pick up as like, hey, you want a representation of your childhood trauma? Here it is. But it's a little bit weird. I'm a fan of having clean figures that don't like if you want to buy it and then customize it to make it look however you want, that's great. But like the original figure, keep it clean, keep it nice so that it's a good representation of the character and not like in kind of a weird in between state. I mean, because apparently he's not dead, he's dying. So
I mean, but especially for the Studio Series line. I mean, if you want to do a different line having, a different mold, I think that's better. But DJ Ronan says here that Earthrise Prowl came in an Amazon two-pack with Ironhide. So maybe this is how they can get that mold out to a wider audience, but they have to modify it.
Okay.
Yeah. Apollo, do you have thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I do. I just think it's pretty interesting because, we first came out with the dead Optimus Prime figure, from the '86 movie. And now we're having this kind of dead, but not like right before dying Prowl, like because his eyes aren't even orange like they were in the movie. When he was dying, it's like he's got this like like look on his face. So I don't know, I kind of feel like they should have gone all in with it like they did with that Prime figure if they were going to do something like that. I think they should re-release the 2-pack because that was really hard for people to get, and some people didn't get that because of production issue, just with the pandemic going on. So I think this is hilarious. Like I might just buy it because he's like got a funny facial expression, but I wish they would have gone like all in. If they were gonna do this, go all in, or this comes with maybe like a piece where it's like a fixed, you could swap out like his chest, and it's like it looks like you can't do that though, where it's like it looks normal, and swap out the head with a normal head, but I don't think they're gonna do that. So those are my thoughts.
I think they put out the Ironhide by itself and it was just Ironhide. They should have done this. Daryl, what do you think? Would you go for this, or would you prefer the clean version?
Well, I had the original 2-pack, but I never opened it. I may still have it. I haven't opened anything in a long time. It's unfortunate. But the paint job on this is much more animation accurate. That's what they're going for. The blue on it is really light, and aside from the battle damage and all that stuff, I'm not really fond of that light blue. It sticks out to me. The battle damage on its own, I get it. I think we were talking before the show that you know, does this should this be, you know, a gray Prowl? Because I mean, if they're dead, I mean, is it going to be gray? Should it have some kind of like blast effect or something like that to kind of show the fire? Should it have the eyes? I think the eyes should definitely be orange. That's a given.
Yeah.
The you know, so but the biggest question is, you know, what kind of door does this open up for future figures, right? Because they did come out with a studio series Ironhide, and he's fine. We know that there's going to be a studio series Ratchet, right? Is that one going to be damaged at all? Should it be damaged?
Maybe they did it like all the characters take place at the exact same time, and Prowl went down first. Or was it Ratchet that went down first?
Brawn went down first.
Oh, well then there goes that idea.
But then after Brawn, it was Prowl. So, but then, you know, so if you're going to say, okay, well, they're going to do figures that were alive and then got killed. Okay, well, and then you had mentioned, well, every character who got some kind of screen time in the movie is fair game, because that was what was stated by, you know, the designers.
Yeah, I can't remember which one, but they said it on a recent stream.
Yeah, so I mean, we get a shot of Windcharger and Wheeljack dead on the ground. That's screen time, but they're dead. So are we just going to get, you know, hulking carcasses, you know, that are just like mangled as a 2-pack?
Give me some Super 7 style.
Yeah.
I'd fully buy that for sure. Mm-hmm. You know, and you get a shot of, you know, in one of those battle scenes, you get a shot of Grapple, you know, climbing over the mound and running, you know. He's not in any other scene, right? But we're going to get a studio series Grapple? Maybe. Like what kind of door does this open, right? Because, you know, I don't know, because I'll buy some of this stuff and know, but I don't know whether it's like, is this studio series worthy? Because it's literally just a legacy character repainted and thrown into a studio series box, right?
Yeah. I mean, DJ Ronan makes a good point here in the chat that the Earthrise Ironhide was a different mold.
So it was, yeah.
The studio series Ironhide did get a whole new mold. So
yeah.
And it's kind of sad that Prowl is getting the shaft here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he did in the movie too.
Yeah. He died in the movie.
But they all did. That's the point. They all died. Ironhide and Ratchet both died. Brawn died. Brawn gets a brand new spiffy figure, and you know his shoulder's not missing in the figure.
Yeah.
So.
Someone doesn't like Prowl. It sounds like
how. I mean, this is not the place to discuss it, but how the hell did Brawn die from that? Like,
yeah,
come on. I call BS. I think he's still alive.
He faked it. He faked his own death.
Yeah.
Lots of fanfic writers agree with you, Daryl.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is fine. I can see why they're doing it. It's a mold that's easily accessible right now, and that's kind of what they're doing. They're kind of just repainting the hell out of things. But I think that if they're gonna do this kind of thing, then they gotta go all out. You know, they got to really go hard on it. And this kind of thing shouldn't be mainline. It shouldn't be like, it should be in the selects line.
Yeah, there should be a selects line of all dead characters.
Right. Do one of those stupid ass 4-packs or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. That, you know, make it harder for people to buy, because nobody's going to buy the
save on paint. It can just be all gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
The Dead Heroes 4-pack with Brawn, Prowl, Ironhide, and Ratchet.
Or like what did they call the like in that episode where they went to and they saw the the dead, is it a mausoleum or?
Oh, what was that? The one right before the return of Optimus Prime?
Mhm.
Right.
I forget what it's called.
I
What
don't
the
know,
episode
but
was called.
whatever that. I mean, they could base it off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're
I
doing the
think
work
we're all
for you,
missing.
Hasbro.
We're all missing the biggest one here. It could be called the Transformers Are All Dead 4-pack.
Yeah, we still need Dead Starscream and Ghost Starscream, even though
Well, I
I know
mean,
he's
Yeah.
Dead
not in the
Starscream
movie.
just include a bunch of black
Dust.
shavings.
Yeah. Dust and a crushed crown.
Here's your Starscream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little crushed crown. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, also, before we wrap this up, Jeremy, you forgot to mention that you were right. You called this. You totally called this.
I don't want to brag, but yeah, I was right. When they said they were going to do a Brawn, and I was like, or I think it was the Dead Prowler. I can't remember. One of them was rumored. I'm like, they got to do both of them. If they're going to do one, they got to do both.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we know a Ratchet is coming because they did the Ironhide already. So there's the mold mate.
All right. Well, I think that'll wrap up our toy talk, our quick hits. And now we're moving on. We're changing things up because we've got a transforming pop culture segment in the toy show. So let's go. And this week we had, or last week, I should say, we had Adam Savage's Tested. So he does cool videos on different technologies, other things. He did if you might remember the previous video he did on the Robeson Optimus Prime when that came out, which was a very cool video. Now,
Totally not paid advertising.
no, I mean that's clearly what it is. I mean, this is, but it's still cool. It's still cool. This is a completely 3D printed Optimus Primal head. This is using the same model that we mentioned. We mentioned in alt mode last week that Paramount has released 3D printing models for an Optimus Prime head and a stand, and also a smaller Optimus Primal figure. So you can actually download those models, and if you have a 3D printer at home, you can download those models and print them yourself. But here they took.
I saw that DJ Ronan did.
Oh, cool. And but I bet he didn't have like a super industrial 3D printer that could make it completely out of metal. That apparently this weighs like 150 pounds.
Wow.
And that's just the head, not including the stand.
Yeah. The stand was another 60 pounds. But yeah, this is a cool little item of, yes, this is definitely a paid advertisement for Rise of the Beasts. It's the head is going, I think it's touring around the country, like similarly to the giant statues that were also touring around. I don't know if they're going the same, like in the same places, but
I think it's technically owned by the company that did the 3D printing, because they were saying in the video, normally this company is doing things like pieces that go onto spacecraft that have to be, precision made and stuff. So if anything, this is a demonstration of what they can do.
Yeah.
And, I'm sure it'll end up somehow in a museum or with Paramount eventually, but I think it's owned by the printing company right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they said it took 5 days to print this, so about 100 hours. So, wow.
Wow.
And at one point, they do hit it with a sledgehammer, and not a dent or anything, but it made such a satisfying sound. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So there you go. Take a look at that. Very cool. All right. That'll do it for Transformer Pop Culture. And now we will move on to Trips to the Store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
And Trips to the Store is powered by our friends at TeePublic. So you can get all our merchandise at our TeePublic store, which is at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. We've got lots of cool shirts there. Apollo sporting one of our Transmissions shirts.
Yes,
Thank you,
I am.
Apollo.
You're welcome.
Also, yeah, Jeremy as well. So you're a founding member, so you don't get any, you don't need any thanks.
We saw
You
over
were
the
at,
weekend David K was sporting
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Dallas,
I saw
Dallas.
that.
Yeah.
That was cool. I saw that.
Yeah. Be like David K and wear our Transmissions gear.
Yeah.
Yes, wear the gear.
So you can check, you can get all our merchandise at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. And you can buy anything from TeePublic through transmissionspodcast.com/shop. So please help out the show. One of our listeners listening live or watching live, Frenzy is Red, also Wolfwood on the Discord, just recently bought a bunch of shirts. We did see those come through, so thank you. We saw a bunch of those, and we got credit for that, so we appreciate it. And hope you enjoy all that merchandise. All right, now let's get into the stuff we got this week. We're going to start it off with Jeremy.
All right. I was expecting to have something more than this, but shipping was delayed, so I'll have it next week. But I did go to the early access showings of Rise of the Beast and got the poster, which is upside down there. Much like apparently a lot of the Spider-Verse posters that I was seeing online, that they were upside down. But this is the Optimus Primal one. That's all that they had at my theater. I think it looks really cool. And I did get some extras, so we can use them as a giveaway at some point. And then I also have the patch that they have as well. I have extras of these too. So really cool. I'm really happy that they had plenty. My theater was like 60% full, so that's why they had all these extra. So I guess in the future, if something like that happens, just go and ask the manager, and maybe they're nice and they'll give them to you. So that's all I got this week.
All right, moving on to Daryl.
I spent last week in the U.S. and you'd think I wouldn't have anything to show for it because I was, not around my home area, but I still managed to make it out to some stores. Found something that I haven't been able to find here. A G2 Megatron in Legend scale. So this is the Transformers Legacy G2 Megatron. It's just a repaint of the original one that they put out recently. But I like me some G2 Megatron, so I picked it up. So I got that. And then while I was in New Jersey, I got a phone call from my GameStop saying, "Hey, you got a pre-order here for you. Can you come pick it up?" I said, "No, I'm in New Jersey." So I said, "You're going to have to hold it for a little bit longer than usual." And they said, "Oh, that's no problem." So they did. And it is Legacy Dirge. And this is the Voyager class Seeker that was part of that 2-pack that no one in Canada got. So I now have one half of that 2-pack, and I cannot wait for Ramjet to become available to pre-order so that I can finish off my Seekers finally. So so I'm real happy to have this guy and continue on the collecting. So Legacy Dirge.
That's all.
That's all for this week. Yes.
Okay. All right, Apollo, you're up next.
All right. Well, so I saw Rise of the Beast 3 times, so I'll just brag about that a little bit this last week. So I did go to the fan event Wednesday. So I got the patch. I also got the Optimus Primal poster. I got 2 of those, so I'm looking to give away the second one. My movie theater did not have the Optimus Prime posters. I actually asked about that, and I've had some friends ask at like other movie theaters in the area. None of them got the Optimus Prime one, at least here in the Portland area. So it's really weird. So That's the first thing I'd like to show. The second thing I'd like to show is I bought some prints from a Twitter artist, and I believe they're they're also a storyboard artist on, I think, for Transformers for Earthspark, Lillian. So I bought this. So it's a tribute. It's like the My Chemical Romance cover, but it's Megatron and Starscream. So this is one of the things I bought from Lillian on Twitter. So I thought this is really cool. I do wish it was CD size though, so I could put it in the CD case and swap it out. So, but I still think this is really cool.
If it's
And I
album
like-
size, you can put it in like an album frame.
Yeah, I actually do think it is, you know, like album size for like, you know, records. I can't talk right now. So, so this was one of the things that you ordered, Jeremy, but you did not get. So I did get the popcorn bucket head for Optimus Prime. I did not get any popcorn in it though, because I did not want it to be covered in butter and everything. So it's pretty cool. His head opens up. You can see the electronics at the bottom. I have not lit it up yet with the built-in lights, but I did put in some other lights I had in it, and it's pretty cool. So I'm really excited about this. It's worth the $25, I believe, that it costs. So I hope that if anyone's an Optimus fan, they're able to get a hold of these at a reasonable price. Because I checked eBay and they are very expensive on there. So yeah. And then finally, so my friend DJ Ronan, I was not expecting this in the mail, and sent me a tiny Starscream. And I know I already thanked you already, DJ, but thank you so much. This is really cool. I love him. So he's going to be added to the shrine. I am going to work on rebuilding the shrine, but as you guys know, my apartment flooded, and it's fixed now. So now I just need to buy new shelving and stuff. So thank you so much for this. I really love this. Thank you. And that is all I have for this week.
Cool.
All right. Okay.
You're lucky. I mean, I went to the showing for my theater on opening day, and we didn't have nothing.
Well, those are for the fan event on Wednesday.
I mean, there's no posters, there's no patches, there's no buckets. There is a bucket, but it's a tin bucket.
Yeah.
Like, that's nothing. There's nothing at all in here in Canada. Like, it wasn't even offered. You guys
be happy you got the movie.
Daryl, we might be able to get you a poster and patch if you really want one.
Yeah.
I offered him. He said he didn't want them.
I wanted a bucket.
I mean, they did have them at so when I got mine, I got it when I saw Spider-Verse last week. They were selling it last week, and I don't know if they were supposed to be. Yeah. So.
But it's just the brand of theaters, so
Yep.
And if they still have it on, I can buy one and bring it to TFCon. Looks like they are still in stock. So if you really want it, I can get you.
We'll talk.
Okay.
We'll talk.
All right. I got some stuff to show off. First, I'll just throw this out because it's not Transformers related. This is Astrobots #2, came out last week.
You gotta settle down with these Astrobots.
It's a fun story. It's interesting. I'm enjoying this. So this is issue 2. Simon Furman, he's a longtime Transformers writer. I really enjoyed his story, so I'm checking this out. I'm going to continue, see how it goes. So there you go. Check out Astrobots. I also I went to the fan showing, so I also got the Optimus Primal poster and the Maximal patch. Also did not see any of the Optimus Prime versions of this poster anywhere, so I don't know if they exist. I don't know if anyone got them, but
yeah,
they were the Optimus Primal poster is cool.
They were all supposed to go to Canada and got stuck in customs.
Yeah.
Before my daughter, the week before my daughter's last day of school, which was last week, she came home and was like, Dad, I got something for you from school. And she just randomly, they were giving out Rise of the Beast posters
Oh, nice.
at her school.
Holy cow.
And she got one for me. So thank you,
We're
Shaylee.
trying to indoctrinate the kids.
Wow. That's so cool.
I was like, why did they give
Oh,
you
no.
why did they give you a Transformers poster? She's like, I don't know. They just had them. And I knew you liked Transformers, so I got one for
Aw.
you. So yeah, that was cool.
Good stuff.
Also, I went back to my local Target and saw some things there. So previously I had said I'd gotten the Origin Jazz, and I got another Origin Jazz. Oop. Was upside down.
Wow.
I got another Origin Jazz. Now I got one for Daryl and one for me. And I canceled my pre-order. My pre-order never showed up. I don't know what happened. I pre-ordered these at Target. They showed up on the shelves at my local Target before the pre-order even bothered to ship. So I don't know. But I got them. So Daryl, got you an Origin Jazz. So
Thank you.
there you go. Okay. Now I got something to show. And this relates to our transforming pop culture, because my son has a 3D printer. And I was like, hey, I texted my son. I was like, hey, can you print this model for me? And he said, sure, Dad. And he did it. So this is a much
Awesome.
smaller version of the Optimus Primal head. You can see
Nice.
That's so
it's
cool.
it's very cool. It took about a day. It took about 28 hours for this to print. You know, I could watch it, and you know, it was a very long process, but it came out really nice.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
But prints the stand as well.
Yes, the stand was a separate model, so it printed the stand separately, and it has a little hole on the bottom, and it fits right in. So there you go.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Are you gonna paint
Yeah.
it?
Maybe. I'm not too good with painting. We'll see.
I mean, it's
But-
just silver.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
you
get
could
the
just
silver
do
paint.
silver.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you screw up, just have them print it again. This time
And you can
maybe
see
use
the
colored filament.
You can
Yeah.
see the Maximal symbol on the stand.
It's a
That's
really
pretty
nice
cool.
looking print.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's really clean.
Yeah, my son really has gotten into the 3D printing. He got it a couple years ago for a summer project, and has just been doing lots of cool stuff with it. So he was happy to show off how he could print this for me. So also, and that's not the only thing. He also printed the little Optimus Primal figure.
Nice.
Oh,
So-
cool.
So this print, this actually, like, it was much quicker to print this little figure, and it prints it the way it prints it. It's printed like lying down, and the way it's printed is so all the little individual pieces are interlocking. So there's no actual
No assembly.
there's no assembly. Everything is printed already interlocking. So there, like, you don't have to clip these together. It's just printed that way. So
Cool.
What is the transformer?
really neat. Does not transform, unfortunately.
No, that's really cool. That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's something nice you could just have like hanging on something around your desk or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
A keychain.
Or a Christmas ornament or something.
Yeah. There you go.
Keychain. For your
Yeah,
keys.
keychain. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, I just thought it was really cool how it could print the individual pieces all interlocked together. So that's I did not consider that for 3D printing that was possible, but yeah, it's cool.
You got to think in 4D.
So yeah, that is all the stuff I got this week, and yeah, I'm in the same camp with DJ Ronan, having a 3D printed those models. So very cool. All right, well, that's all we got for Trips to the Store this week. So we are going to move on to convention news.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
In convention news this week, we have some news from the Tokyo Toy Show. They showed off some Legacy figures, Beast Wars again, Masterpiece, Rise of the Beasts, and some other stuff. So the Beast Wars again, I believe, is what they're calling their 2-packs. And I did check, and Hasbro Pulse is bringing those over. They don't have that newer one we talked about, but they have the previous ones that have been released. So check out Hasbro Pulse. But they showed off their Optimus Primal and Megatron, Rhinox and Scorponok, and Cheetor and Waspinator sets. So pretty cool things there. They also showed off the Legacy Titan class Nemesis and the Armada Optimus Prime. They showed off the MPG Raiden figure and Masterpiece Hoist. They showed off that last part of the Raiden figure, the cane. They showed off the stupid cannon transformer, but this one is a little bit cooler because it's the Nemesis Prime version. They had a Rise of the Beast, which they're calling Beast Awakening, clear red Cheetor. They have a Studio Series Rhinox, and this is Awakening change armor set Scourge and Scorponok. So that's probably like some of those other add-on sets we've been seeing lately. They also did show off that Lunar Cruiser Prime that we talked about a couple weeks ago. So lots of cool stuff on the Takara side. Some we're never going to see on the state side, like the red Cheetor. That's something that they've never brought over, those variants. But some really cool stuff over there. We'll have links to all of that. And they also have some future stuff on the Masterpiece line that they brought up that they're waiting on the Porsche license. They're waiting for Porsche to give the green light for Masterpiece stuff. So everyone that's wanting a Masterpiece Jazz, or I guess now it's a Masterpiece Mirage, right? Everyone wants that. They're waiting on Porsche. They showed off images. Someone from TFW was talking with someone and asked this, and they showed the rep pictures of the Masterpiece Cliffjumper, and the Takara guy said he couldn't comment. Future releases or future reissues of like MP44 and Hound are on the table, and future Masterpiece MPGs will not stay at the 30 centimeter size. So I'm guessing smaller. And then what is
MPG? Is that the combined?
It's the train bot.
It's the trains. Okay.
Yeah. And then they said higher ups are preventing the discussion of when to finish up the G1 Masterpiece figures. And then they also confirmed Masterpiece Rhinox, but did not have any information other than that. So it's really cool information directly from someone that works for Takara. So lots of good stuff coming out of the Tokyo Toy Show. The next thing we have, it was a week for TFCon this last week. TFCon Orlando, due to recent laws in Florida, and we are not a politics podcast, but I mean, it's just the reality of what we're living with today. TFCon originally changed their health and safety guidelines, and you're seeing the current one here. Originally, they had changed it, and I have this tweet here, to say that due to Florida state law, cross-dressing is not permitted as part of the cosplay contest or at the convention. Obviously, that heavily impacts cosplay as well as any LGBTQ plus people at the convention. And through some discussion and stuff, they eventually settled on thinking it's not going to break any laws, and they have changed it to this, what I have up now, which is that just that they don't believe that cosplay of any sort is going to break any Florida state law. And if there's any LGBTQ plus people that were planning on going to TFCon Orlando and now are deciding that they don't feel safe and they don't want to, they can email tfconusa@gmail.com and request a refund. So just lots of stuff about this that is just, none of this was, you know, when they scheduled TFCon Orlando, you know, these laws weren't even in discussion. So a lot has happened between when things are scheduled and when they are now announced. But then also we have here Jack Lawrence, IDW artist that is going to be going there, has a list of people on this Twitter about him and other people that are going to have tables and stuff that are offering safe places if you are feeling threatened or you know, just need some help or anything. You can go to his table or other tables. We have a link here in the show notes, and they will be able to help you, you know, offer you a safe place. And
is Jack still going?
Yeah, well, he's saying it was too late in the, you know, for him to cancel plans and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So he's still planning on going. I know Casey Collar is also going. So, and he's also said that his table is a safe place as well. So good to see, like, on the artist side, lots of people are kind of coming together here. And then the last thing I wanted to mention here was TFCon did, throughout this whole mess, change their handle. Originally, it was TFCon Tweets, and they changed it to TFCon Tweet. Someone took TFCon Tweets, and they also apparently already had the TFCon handle and was using it to kind of parody and blast TFCon. I've seen now that both of those other accounts are gone, but TFCon's official Twitter account is now TFCon Official. So, which I think is better than TFCon Tweets anyway.
Yeah.
So it's been a week for TFCon for the Orlando show, and hopefully there are going to be no incidents at the show. You know, hopefully everything goes well. But this is in October that the convention is, so who knows what's going to happen between now and then.
So this story about the health and safety policy actually got picked up by the Mary Sue site, and they had written an article about it, and they're a much larger pop culture you know, news outlet, and this is gaining some traction. I don't I'm glad that they made their changes that they did. And I mean, we've had discussions about this, you know, and I remember, and I actually talked with Andrew Griffith about it a little bit when I met him up with him last week. But the TFCon booked this convention years ago, because I mean, I don't know whether we've talked to Colin about it, but you know, on the air, but they have to book these hotels well in advance of when the convention happens, and you can't predict when stupid crap like this is going to happen.
And this is already a makeup date from the COVID cancellation.
Exactly, right. So
yeah, that was March 2020. So yeah.
So we're already 3 years, you know, after the fact, and I think it sounds like it originally was TFCon trying to kind of like cover their asses because they don't want to get in any trouble, because everyone who runs it is Canadian, right? They don't want to get in trouble in the States, especially in Florida, of any you know. And so,
well, if you look at cosplay in general, how many of, like, what a large percentage of cosplayers is generally females cosplaying as male characters, especially in the Transformers world.
Sure.
And it's ridiculous. I mean, it's where we are, but it's ridiculous to think that that's going to be a problem, but it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and where's the line drawn? Like, I've dressed as a female version of Starscream before.
Right.
Like, if I was in Florida, would I be arrested for that? Like, it's just like, like, where's the line stop? Like, if I wear pants, like, will I be arrested? You know what I mean? Like, do I have to like wear a skirt like it's the 1950s again? Like, it's just really, it's pretty terrifying, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I think the point of these laws is to make they write them so that they're vague enough that they can just use them to intimidate the people they want to intimidate. I mean, I looked into like some of I looked at one of the Florida news sites about what the law actually says, and it is like it's written to say that adult performances cannot be shown to, like, minors cannot be come to adult performances, and adult performances are defined as like any showing, I think that like synthetic genitalia or something, like, or real genitalia and is exposed or whatever. So it's written to be very vague. It's not saying specifically we're against drag shows, but but that's the intent in the law. And so I mean, I think what is an adult performance can be a very broad category, and I think that's what probably scared the TFCon organizers, because like, okay, the cosplay contest, people are showing off their costumes. Is that a performance? How do you interpret that? My personal opinion was like, it's not a performance. It's, we're at a con, people are just dressing up. It's not like this is a show that people are going to see performers do things. So it doesn't seem like that's the right category. So hopefully that means that, and I mean, I hope that means no one's coming looking to arrest people. That, it just seems really ridiculous. But I think that's, I mean, I think definitely the TFCon and Colin, they're in a tough spot, because they don't want anyone to get, hurt or harassed or anything, but they also don't want anyone to get arrested. So they're trying to kind of, split the difference. I do think
be involved in an international incident.
Yeah. I do think, I mean, I think the way this got people's attention was they did kind of change the policy on the website and like not mention anything. So I think that's kind of like, okay, if you're gonna make a change like this, I think you should like say, hey, here's what we were thinking, here's why we made this change. Just to make a change on the website and then not say anything about it. That's why people were like, hey, what's going on? What is this?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
But I mean, there also needs to be some consultation with, particularly the cosplaying community. Before the decision is made. And it seems like they did that after the fact, and that's where we are now. But it's the communication wasn't the best.
Yeah. But I mean, I do appreciate that they did quick, like after they heard from people, they were quickly like, okay, we made a mistake here. Let's change it. And also affirm that we're supporting people, and supporting the LGBTQ plus community and everything. So I do commend them for that. And I think also offering refunds for people who want refunds, I think is also the right thing to do. I mean, I think it's hard. They can't really cancel the show at this point. That also affects everyone who is still going and doesn't want to, has committed funds for airfare and other things that they can't really get back if they were going to leave. So, you still got to go on with the show. But I think I would like to see them make a definitive statement that say that they won't do another TFCon in Florida until these laws change. I mean, I think that would be something that would be a good policy for them to have going forward.
Or just in any place that has these laws.
Yeah. I mean, and this, I know this is quote unquote political, but this makes me think of there's an old joke where it says there's two genders, men and political. There's two races, white and political. There's two sexualities, straight and political. I mean, you're politicizing people's identities and what they are. I mean, you know, I'm going to be black every day, so if that makes me political, then I guess I'm political. But I mean, you know, you can't say, you know, people don't have a right to exist. If you talk about their existence, that's getting political. I mean,
Right.
Agree.
you know.
Agree.
So yeah, I mean, so and yeah, this Tar. I mean, and if I can say one more, one more rant,
get it out. Yeah.
This is, I mean, this playbook, we've seen this over and over and over again. This is, I mean, now we're targeting trans people. You know, just in particular, but we've done this targeting, you know, gay people 20 years ago with gay marriage and everything. This is the same playbook. You know, this was used to divide people. And 50 years ago it was interracial marriage and you know, race and civil rights movement in general. That's, you know, it's the same thing. It's the exact same playbook. They're doing the exact same things. And you know, we should all be tired of it, and we should recognize it for what it is. I mean, this is just, you know, just trying to use bigotry as a political wedge to, you know, to gain power. That's all that it is. I mean, so, you know, don't fall for it.
Yeah.
Well, Florida is not getting any of my money, like none of my tourism money. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I full disclosure, I did just go to Universal Studios last month, but you know, I didn't give Ron DeSantis any money, but you know, I did.
Again, that was probably scheduled well before the laws were in place. But
yeah.
Well,
you know what I know? I can safely say that TFCon is happening in July here in Canada, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So
none of that shit happens here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
It
It does, but
Canada has
it's not against the law.
Canada has its
Not
own
against the
issues
law
with certain groups, but
yeah.
There's some issues here, but it's not against the law. So I mean, you
But,
can be you here, and if somebody comes up and talks to you, then come and find me, and we'll, you know, I'll gather a mob and we'll go and do some things to them.
Yeah. What I am hoping...
Wait a minute. There, hold on.
What? Too far?
Yeah. We're not at we affirm the rights of all people. You know, but we do not advocate violence.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can defend yourself.
I was going to sit them down.
Do not assemble a mob to get anybody.
No.
I was gonna forcibly sit them down and read them a story.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, what I am hoping that would happen with TFCon Orlando with people is just that people on the whole will be on the lookout and looking out for other people. If you see, you know, any kind of harassment, you know, try to help, you know, call out the harassment, get the convention organizers, help the people that are being harassed, and, you know, just show that, you know, as a whole, the community is welcoming and, you know, accepting of other people. So
yeah, and just make sure if you go to TFCon Orlando, like watch each other's backs, because like I've even had incidents at the other TFCons, like the one in LA. I had a few incidents, and you know, so just like be careful, like, you know, just you know, make sure that you're, you know, practice safety, you know, because even though, like, you know, a convention should be a safe space, you know, you just never know what's going to happen. So
yeah,
what I'm hearing
practice
is
the buddy system.
You have to come to the Canadian convention.
Yep. Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I'm just saying, it's
if you're American,
all this.
You come to the Canadian convention, your money goes further too.
Yeah,
that's right. It's like it's at like 40% right now. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
So I mean, it's all this evidence all points to one spot, and it's just, you got to do it. You got to come up here.
Oh yeah, you did say I needed to double check the prices for everything, because when I looked, I was looking in USD. okay, I need to do that again. Maybe I
Yeah.
can make this happen. Maybe.
Mhm.
Mm.
Well, I think that is everything for convention news. I think we've said all that needs to be said on this.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that'll take us to the end of this episode of Transmissions. So thanks everyone for watching and listening. Of course, if you are watching now, tune in to Alt Mode, where we will do a full review of Rise of the Beasts. So that's coming in a couple of days. Hope everyone's gotten a chance to see it, and you'll check out our thoughts. We will give them to you, and then come back on Monday for our live stream where we get your thoughts and thoughts of some of our special guests. So all that good stuff coming up very soon. And Apollo, thank you again for coming back and joining us this week. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find some of your stuff online?
Thank you. No, thanks for having me. So I am back into drawing art again. I had taken a hiatus for like a year and I'm back. So I am back on Twitter and I am back on Instagram at RoboApollo. I do have commissions open. So if you'd like to get one, you can look at my commission info on both those sites. And am also involved on the Transmissions Discord server. That's a really fun, safe community where you can talk with other Transformer fans. And I've really enjoyed that the most of the whole online experience in the Transformers fandom. So thanks again for having me on.
That's high praise. Thanks. All right. Yeah. You can go to our Discord at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. And that's where you can sign up. And yeah, everyone is open. It's open to everyone. No, no, if you are a Donatron, you get access to some special places. But if you're not, there's plenty of channels there where you can chat with like-minded Transformers fans. So come join us.
Special places.
Exclusive channels.
Yeah, and we have a nice spoiler channel for the movie stuff. So people have been really good about keeping spoilers out of the general channels. And
yep.
So if you don't want to see them, you don't have to see them.
Yep. All right. Well, before we, as at the end of every episode of Transmissions, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrons. These are the folks who continue to support the podcast at our highest level on Patreon. So that's why we give them a mention in every episode. So thank you once again to Demon Tech 82 and John Forks Levengood. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate it.
I see what you did there. You switched it up. Look, changeroo.
I'm always choosing.
Yep.
Keep you on your toes.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching and listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.